Tonight is game one of the 2022 World Series between the American League champion Houston Astros and the National League champion Philadelphia Phillies. This is not the first time they've met, though. Previously, when the Astros were in the National League, they met the Phils in the 1980 NLCS, with the Fightins winning it in 5 games before beating the Kansas City Royals in 6 games to win the 1980 Fall Classic. That was their last championship until 2008, when they defeated the Tampa Bay Rays in 5 games to claim their current and last World Series title. Now, the Phils took on the Royals in the 1980 World Series, and now the Houston Astros are trying to become the Kansas City Royals of the 2014-15 persuasion, when they lost the World Series one year, and then the next year got back and won it all. 2014, the Royals lost in 7 games to the San Francisco Baseball Giants, and then the next year in 2015 defeated the New York Mets in 5 games to win the World Series, their first one since 1985. The Astros are in their 4th World Series in 6 years. 2017 when they won it all, 2019 when they lost it all to the Washington Nationals, and then last year to the Atlanta Braves in 6 games. They lost 7 games to the Nats. They won it in 7 games against the LA Dodgers in 2017. 6th year in a row, the Stros were in the American League Championship Series. They won it by sweeping the New York Yankees. Before that, they swept the Seattle Mariners, an American League West opponent, in 2 games in the wild card round. Not the wild card. Well, no, it's the divisional round. That's right, the LDS, because the wild card round, the Mariners had to defeat the Toronto Blue Jays in that wild card round. But the Mariners were swept by the Astros, that classic 18-inning game, the clincher in Game 3 in Seattle. The Philadelphia Phillies, they shocked the world. They got in pretty much the last week to go in baseball, and were able to sweep the St. Louis Cardinals, who were the sentimental favorite because they had Adam Wainwright, who's coming back for another season, but Yadi Molina and Albert Pujols, who are now retired, they were the sentimental favorite going in. And then after that, the Atlanta Braves, who were the reigning defending undisputed World Series champs, were upset by the Fightin' Phils in 4 games. The Phillies clubbed the baseball in that series, and then they continued to club the baseball against the San Diego Padres in the National League Championship Series, winning that series 4 games to 1. Now, it's the Phillies and the Astros in the Fall Classic. It'll start tonight on Fox Television a little after 8 p.m. It's Game 1 from Minute Maid Park in Houston, Texas. And the Astros won over 100 games. They were the second best team in all of baseball, next to the Los Angeles Dodgers, who were eliminated by the San Diego Padres in the National League Division Series. But the Phillies came out of nowhere, and you look at where they started with Joe Girardi in the season. They looked on paper to be a better team because they had gotten Kyle Schwarber and Nick Castellanos, and they were struggling. They were okay at times, and then they really struggled to the point where they fired Joe Girardi and then were able to get Rob Thompson as an interim manager. And the adversity piled on because Bryce Harper hurt his hand against the San Diego Padres. Blake Snell, who unintentionally hit his hammock bone, essentially, Harper's. And no ill will, no malice. And Harper will tell you that, as will Snell. In fact, when that happened, Snell said, "I didn't mean to," and then Harper said, "I know, bro." It looked like Harper was going to be done for the season. And then all of a sudden, the Phillies started to win. He comes back, he contributes. You already had JT Realmuto, a great catcher. You already had Rhys Hoskins, who's streaky, and when he's really good, he is on. Alec Boehm, he came into his own. Jean Segura, who's finally tasting success after kind of being a journeyman when he was with the Seattle Mariners and the Arizona Diamondbacks. He kind of bounced between those teams. Also, you have Bryce Harper coming back and tearing the baseball up like nobody's business in the National League Championship Series. And he won the NLCS MVP, and he is on a mission. The Houston Astros, business as usual. The Yordan Alvarez, Jose Altuve, who's not had a good postseason so far. Altuve hasn't. Also, You'd think the loss of Carlos Correa and George Springer would hurt. It hasn't. Kyle Tucker, Christian Vasquez was acquired from the Boston Red Sox. He's been a difference maker. He's going back to the World Series. The pitching, Justin Verlander, probably going to win the American League's Cy Young Award at 39, right? He's become a revelation after coming back from Tommy John surgery. He's essentially one of the comeback players of the year. And Dusty Baker. In Dusty, we trusty. He is one of the all-time great managers. 20 years ago, he managed the San Francisco Giants to the World Series where they lost in 7 games to the then Anaheim Angels with the rally monkey and those damn thunder sticks. Ugh. Then he went to the Chicago Cubs. They won. They didn't win at all, of course, until 2016. He goes to Cincinnati. They win. Now, he didn't win anything there in terms of a World Series pennant. Goes to the Washington Nationals, managing Bryce Harper, by the way, when he was with Washington, and they were winners, not World Series winners. That's the one thing missing from Dusty Baker's Hall of Fame career as a skipper. Now, he has won a World Series ring with the Dodgers as a player back in the day, in the 80s. He doesn't, though, as a manager. He's looking for that elusive World Series ring. Tried it last year and couldn't get it done against the Atlanta Braves, who beat the Astros in 6 games. Home field advantage goes to the Stros, and the wild card Phillies have their backs against the wall in that sense, and they like that. They relish in it. Framber Valdez is also one of the consistent pitchers for the Stros. You look at the rotation, though, for the Phillies, they're no slouch either. Aaron Nola will get the nod in Game 1 instead of Zach Wheeler, who was a Cy Young Award candidate last year, and it looks like he's going to get Game 2. You also have Noah Syndergaard, who was acquired by the LA Angels, from the LA, I should say, not by, but from the LA Angels, and he's in the rotation. And now the Philadelphia Phillies with, again, Kyle Schwarber, Nick Castellanos, those big free agent signings, which looked good on paper, but didn't really produce anything until, well, Schwarb's was incredible, but Castellanos struggled mightily in this 2022 season, although he is starting to come into his own at the right time, the World Series. However, I know the Phillies, they went back-to-back World Series in 08 and 09, winning it in 08, losing it in 09 to the Yankees. The Astros, they lost it in this last year to the Braves. They're trying to win it this year. I'm going to take the Houston Astros in 5 games. They have yet to lose a game in the postseason. The Phillies can tear the cover off the ball, and they've got a great bullpen. I just think the Astros are due, especially with Dusty Baker. As I said, in Dusty, we trusty. I think Dusty Baker has the right moves and will pull the right moves off to get the Houston Astros and Alex Bregman and company to get a World Series championship. Also, Yuli Gurriel. I could name all kinds of Astros just like I could name all kinds of Phillies. I just think that the Astros are better built. I think they've got a little bit more. They really showed me something in the postseason against the Seattle Mariners, especially in that 18-inning game when that bullpen was practically untouchable. They went 18 innings. A flair for the dramatic the Astros had, and they still do. They have yet to lose a postseason game. Swept the Yankees in 4. Swept the Mariners in 3. Now, I don't think they're going to sweep the Phillies. It wouldn't shock me if the Phillies win at all, by the way. I don't think they will, though. I just don't think they have enough firepower. They can wear down pitching, I know. I just don't think they can. I just think Houston is that much better. And I think Dusty Baker gets his ring. And I think he does return for a 2023 season, whether he wins or loses. So he gets to manage like he did this season, he gets to manage in the All-Star game. He'll be managing in Seattle. I don't know if he'll get a good reception there because, his team eliminated the M's. But that's neither here nor there. We'll talk about that in July. We're talking about October. And we could be talking November baseball. We will be talking November baseball because the World Series will go past October into November thanks to the lockout that had happened. It extended the season. And as I said, I just think the Astros, the pitching is there. The bullpen is there. They get timely hitting when you least expect it with Kyle Tucker and Yordan Alvarez. Jose Altuve hasn't been able to hit this postseason. I think he's due. Yuli Gurriel's been serviceable. I just think that the Astros are a little bit better built. Christian Vasquez, I think, is going to start to hit. He knows everything about the World Series. He won a ring with the 2018 Boston Red Sox. I just think the Astros are better built, and I think they will win the World Series, the 2022 World Series, over the Philadelphia Phillies in 5 games. A great effort by Rob Thompson and the Phils. I just think they ran into a buzzsaw known as the all-world Houston Astros. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Hope you enjoyed this World Series preview and prediction. Like, comment, subscribe. I've got J-Dog's short shorts every day until the end of this year. And then I've got J-Dog's Fearless Football Picks every Thursday live at 2 p.m. on this channel, as well as the recap on Tuesdays. And more content on the way in 2023. I can assure you of that. Now, again, I don't have a rooting interest in this World Series. My baby brother is a Philadelphia Phillies fanatic. He's loving this. But the Astros, they're probably one of the most hated teams in America because of what had transpired back in the late 2010s. I don't hate the Astros and I don't hate the Phillies. Maybe the base I might not like for Philadelphia. They're a little rough, a little tough. You got to be rough and tough in life, though, if you want to make it. That's the way I see it. Anyway, enjoy the World Series. And I won't do a recap if I was right or I was wrong. It's just my story and I'm sticking to it. If you agree with me, agree with me. If you don't, then don't. That's the power of debate. We need more of it in this world, and this country especially. I'm not just talking politics, I'm talking sports as well. You got to have a healthy debate. If you're ever going to know what the other side is for or what the other side is, or you want to have a rapport with the other side, that's what you got to do. That's how it is. You can't live in your echo chamber. It doesn't work. It never has and it never will. Comfort zones will kill you. Remember that. Creature comforts and coddling will kill you. Maybe not kill you like, it'll kill you, just your soul, essentially. All right, I'm done waxing philosophical. Enjoy the World Series, the 2022 World Series between the Houston Astros and the Philadelphia Phillies. It all starts tonight, a little after 8 p.m. Eastern on Fox Television. That's the home of the 2022 World Series, as it has been since 2000. See ya.